friends, welcome to a new video where we will learn about React hooks by building a simple app. We will mainly learn about the most used hooks, which is the use state and the use effect hooks. So let's get started and let's create a React app from scratch. So I will do npx create React app React hooks. I think npx I have installed, so yeah, it is creating my React app. So our React app is created, so let's move to the folder. It was React hooks, and let's do npm start. So it will start the development server and it will start at localhost 3000. So let me come to my Firefox and start it. So we are getting the React template. So let me open it also. So for that, whatever, cd react or cd desktop and cd react hooks. I'll open it with Visual Studio Code. Let me take it to our next screen, and it is opened. So let me go to src and let me remove all of them. Let me delete the default things, all of them, move to trash. Then I will make a new file, index.js. Then let me make a new folder known as components, and inside that components folder I will make app.js. in my index.js file it will be the starting point for React. Import React from React, import, let me increase the size a bit, import React DOM from React DOM, import app from dot components app, and then React DOM dot render app, comma document dot query selector hash root. As you might know, this app got renders in this index.html. there is a root, so all of our React app comes here. So that's why our entry point is this index.js. so let me save it. Oh, this is wrong because it should, let it be small pp. Yeah, let me save it. Then let me have a rcc. That's my code snippet, ES7 code snippet, the extension. So this app, let me return something. App is okay. So if everything is okay, this will now this will be shown. Yeah, app is okay. So let's move forward and update our app.js to have two buttons on click of which we will change, we will show either post or to do. So it's a class based component. Let me get more space. So let me have a state variable. So we are going to have a class based state first, then we are going to change it to a hooks based functional component and see how both of them are compared. So we can see how it works in both class and a functional component. So we'll get this state and it have a resources variable with the initial value of posts. Okay, then we're going to have a little bit of styling also. So for that, class name equal to main container. Let me have it like this. Then after that, let me have a span. It's not working. I think span doesn't work in Emmet. Span. Let me have a class name here also, which I will call buttons container. Then not buttons container. I don't know why Emmet is not working. Button and there will be on click handler on it. So we'll have a function called here itself, a arrow function, which will do this dot set state to change the resource state when we click on it, and it will make the resources to posts because it is the post button. And let me copy paste it. These are the resources it will make at to do's because it is the to do's button. And let us show the state also somewhere. So I will show it here. Another span. It will be, why it is like this? It will be this dot state dot resources. So this is a classic state based component, class based component which have a state variable which we have used all the way around. So let me do it. Let me quickly have a CSS also. As I told, we will have a minimum CSS. So let me create it in the same components folder, app.css, and let me copy this dot. It is display grid, place content, center. We want to center everything actually. So GTR short form, grid template row. I don't want repeat. I want 30 pixel. Let me have like this, 30 pixel, 30 pixel. So the buttons will each of one of them will take 30 pixel. Grid gap. Let's have some gap between the buttons, 10 pixel. Then after that, this buttons container is also there. Again, display grid, create template column, 100 pixel, 100 pixel, column cap 5 pixel, font size 1.5 rem. Let me save it and see, like this it's work. And post, initially it is post, so it is showing like that. So let me click to-dos, it will change to to-dos, post, it will change to post. So it's a simple phenomenon. So it is going here, this is the set state, and this is changing, so everything is re-rendering, and it is coming here and it will showing the state. So now we will convert it to a functional component using the hook use state. So to convert it in a functional component, let's first change it to a functional component so that we can use the hooks. There will be no component, it will be a arrow function, and instead of component we are going to use state. So let me add it. So instead of state like this, we will have const resource comma set resource equal to use state. So what is this? This is a way of array destructuring. So whatever comes here, the first it is also an array actually. First element will be equal to this and the second element will be equal to this. So it is giving some error for me. So because render should not be there in a functional component, so everything else is okay. So how this works is this resource is there like that, this resources was there. Let me make it resources only, let be consistent. So this resources is there, so it is initially equal to this post just like here, but we have to tell that set resource also would be there. The set resource is nothing but it is similar to set state, exactly similar to set state. So our function will only change like this. I will tell, let me remove this. So instead of this dot set state, we will have set resource. We'll have set resource, and we don't need to have this destructuring thing. Just as in set state, we can directly cut it. We can directly have the post, and here we can directly have the to-dos. So it is exactly the same like this dot set state which we did earlier, and instead of this dot set dot resources, we will have only this much. So let me save it. I saved it, and if I didn't did any mistake, it will work as usual. Okay, it is like that. Initially it is post and to-dos. Tada, it is working. Post, to-dos, to-dos, to-dos. Yeah, so this is how we changed a class-based component to functional component using use state, which is nothing but exactly similar to state of a class-based component. So what we will do next, we will see the concept of use state. So what is use state? Before doing that, we will create another component, but let me pass something to it. We'll create a component known as resource list. So let's write a code for it here first. Resource list from dot resource list. It will be in the same folder. So instead of just showing this resource list item equal to resources, because we set it as resources. So now it's time to create this resources. So this, let me copy it, let me open it, and in the component only, first we will do the whole logic with the class based component, then we will go to functional component, in which we will use effect. So this resource list is there. It will be a class based RCC, and it will have import Axios from Axios. Let me install this Axios, or else I might forget it. Where is my npm install -- save Axios. So let it get saved. Let me complete my code. Export default. I will take it down here because I don't like it. Like export default, like it to be there. Export default resource list. We have done our Axios. So it will also have a local state. Let me call this state as resources only. It will be an empty array. After that, we will do a API call to a JSON placeholder. So what we are going to do, we are going to do it through a component did mount, and because when this component will be initially rendered, we'll do the first get request to this. So let me do that. So we'll use async because we are going to use await also to do the API call. Component did mount, as you might know, component did mount runs only once during the initial render. And then after that, const response equal to await axios.get. Let me see whether my Axios is finished. Yeah, it is finished. Then within a backticks https JSON placeholder dot typecode.com, and as we've done it within this backtick, we can use this template string, this dot props dot item. So this dot props dot item is this item. Okay, so when we get this, after we'll do the this dot set state resources is response dot data, and we will have a component did update also, because when this API call is done it will take some time to be returned. So in such cases, whenever we do a API call from a class based component, we generally have a component did update also. So let me do that, and this will also fire when we change it, because initial fire will be done when nothing is there, and initial thing will be post, and it will come here and component did mount will show. But this is for if we press that thing, this is for that. If you press the button, component did update, and it will have prep props, and we'll check if prev props dot item not equal to this dot props dot item. This is quite a boilerplate code, because we always do it like that only, not minus minus, it will be equal to. Then we will come here and we'll have this whole thing. So let me copy paste it and don't waste much time here. So it will be exactly like this, and if everything is okay, then state dot resources dot length. This is this resource, which is an array. So let me save it. See, it is getting 100, or that is 100 of posts. It is getting 200 of posts. So we are only getting the length here. We are soon going to change it, but you get the way in which it is getting. So now it's time to convert it into a functional component and use the hook, use effect. So as you might see, there are two lifecycle method which we are using: component did mount and component did update. Use this effect generally replace both of them. Use effect, we will pass a thing to use effect, which will change it in a way that it will replace both of them. This component did mount and component did update will pass a parameter. So let me do that, but this state is also there, so we need to use a state also. So let me do that. Use state comma use effect, and this will be const resource list equal to arrow function. As we know that in functional component we receive props here, and it is accessed by props dot something, not like a class based component in which we access with this dot props dot. It is like this item, we will get it here, and instead of this, let me also remove the render, or it will give this error. So again the same thing, the local state set resources equal to use state, and it will contain an empty array just like above. The initially resources will be set to this, resources will be set to this empty array. Now it's time to have a function known as const fetch resource equal to, I will soon tell why we are creating this function. Async item is getting passed, and let me copy it. As we know, instead of this dot set state, what we will do, we will get this set resources, and it will be equal to this response dot data. We don't need to do this, so let me remove it. It is exactly similar to that as I have told earlier. This is use state only. So fetch resource is just a function which is doing the API call to this JSON placeholder. Okay, so I don't need both of them, because we are going to replace both of them with the use effect hooks only. Let me for the time being comment it out. So this use effect hook is there, it combines both of them. Like, I will start it and an arrow function, and this is the syntax actually, and inside it will call this fetch resource function with item. Now it doesn't end here, there is a very important parameter here. In a array we'll pass pass this item, so this is a format we have to give it in and what is this item? If we give an item here, it will be used like this. It will combine both component did mount and component did update. And there are some cases in which we don't need the component did update, because we don't have something like this. In this case we are clicking the button, we don't have something like this. We only want it to run one time. Then what we will do, we generally pass an empty array like this, but this is not the case here. So let me bring it back and let me save it. So if everything, let me remove this also now. So if see that much code we change with only this much code. Oh, one thing is wrong. This is not this dot props. There is no nothing like this dot props right now. Item, this item, and we are passing it here. So we have reduced it this much. So let me go back, and it is giving me error. It is giving me error because there is nothing like this dot state and dot resources dot length. It is actually resources dot length. Let me save it. Yeah, it is coming. See, 100 posts are coming. Now to do 200 post 100. So let us see, so our app is complete. Let us see those 100 and those 200 posts. It's not okay to only see the length. So let me go to resources, and just I am going to map over it, and no style or something, just I am going to map over it and show the record in a li. Li is not like this. record dot, let me not show the whole post, record dot title, and key will be, we have to give a key or it will give a warning, record dot id. Let me save it now. So initially it should show all the posts, so see all the posts. So this JSON placeholder is a dummy API thing which have posts also and to-dos also, you can check it later. So and when I check to-dos, see those get changed, again post, those get changed. So it is working finally. So this is how use effect works. So this is a combination of component did mount and component did update, and our code got reduced so much. And this is use state, as you know, see here we are taking it as an empty array, and in app we're taking it as a string. So this completes our little app. Hope you have learned the two most important hooks, that is the use state and the use effect hook. If you like my channel, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.